Mr. and Mrs Bandamire are rural farmers in Hurungwe district, located approximately 200 kilometers northwest of Harare. The family is one of the 80,000 family farmers who benefited from the voucher input distribution program and today boast a bumper harvest that has improved food security and nutrition for their family. In 2014, the family produced 38 tons of maize from their 5-hectare plot, a notable increase from the previous harvest. Through this program, the family is managing other activities such as chicken rearing and livestock pen fattening.
With the maize we planted, we were able to buy a grinder mill, and we used the grinder mill to make chicken feed. And because of the drought, many villagers came to buy maize from us.
Support for Zimbabwe's family farmers has in recent years moved away from the free handouts to more innovative market-based approaches, such as the use of voucher systems.
We provided a combination of paper vouchers as well as e-vouchers, and then we experimented later on with electronic money transfer system through EcoCash.
The program was funded by the European Union, the United Kingdom's Department for International Development, and the Australian government's Agency for International Development. Farmers from 24 districts received crop and livestock vouchers redeemable at selected agro-dealers or livestock fairs in their areas. Crop vouchers were used for acquiring agricultural inputs and pesticides, while livestock vouchers were used to purchase small livestock such as poultry, sheep, goats, stock feed, and veterinary supplies. The country's long economic recession saw the near collapse of its formal marketing channels. Seeds, fertilizers, and other inputs became scarce and expensive. The voucher program helped resuscitate agro-dealer networks, ensuring a reliable supply of quality inputs across the country.
The problem with cash is that there was no guarantee that the farmers would buy from me. But with vouchers, I was the only one who could stamp them, and this improved my customer base.
In low rainfall districts like Zvishavane, some farmers who implemented climate-smart approaches to agriculture are reaping the benefits. Having participated in the voucher program through cash transfer platform EcoCash, Mr. and Mrs CHAYA decided to maximize their benefits by turning from conventional farming methods and adapting to conservation agricultural techniques. It was the first of its kind and an innovative way of farming for Mrs. CHAYA, and she used money deposited in her mobile cash platform to conveniently buy inputs from the agro-dealer directly from her cell phone.
It's convenient because I don't have to spend money for transport to town. I just collect everything close to my home.
Armed with high-quality inputs relevant to the climate of a region and climate-smart approaches to farming, Mrs. CHAYA was able to double her yields in a single year. A small piece of land earned her the prestigious District Farmer Award, a feat her family takes great pride in.
This harvest, I got a ton and 14 buckets from that small piece of land. I used to get half of that, and I realized that it's more profitable. I can now help my family more, sending them to school and buying them clothes to wear.
It was very good because it also provided the farmers who normally have never used a banking system to finally be banked. EcoCash, I thought, was a good way to introducing them to financial mechanisms that most farmers would not have had otherwise.
Smallholder family farmers in Zimbabwe have been empowered by the voucher program and now are generating enough income to further empower their lives through other projects. women have taken the program upon themselves to improve standards of living for their families, communities, and the nation. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in Zimbabwe, together with other partners, are empowering women across the 24 districts through nutrition workshops that encourage them to produce and use the food available to prepare healthy, nutritious foods for their families. They are also encouraged to use some of their income from agriculture interventions to buy nutritious foods that they do not produce to help diversify their diets, ensure they have access to clean, safe water, improved sanitation facilities, and seek healthcare services when needed. In Hurungwe, a women's group is using innovative ways to ensure healthy eating in their communities. They have turned different crops to healthy foods using the available resources and crops from their fields. The community came together after realizing that healthy families are happy families, and where there is peace, a nation prospers.
What you see here is a mixture of ground nuts, beans, onions, tomatoes, flour and salt, which we have made into fritters for breakfast for our families. This is a very healthy breakfast for the whole family. We didn't realize the value of what we had. We had everything we needed, and we used it to make a highly potent illegal brew, and everyone would get drunk. Now we know how to utilize our resources and skills to make healthy food for our children. It is for this reason that we would like to thank you.
With the assistance of implementing partners, the livestock vouchers came as a capital boost for rural farmers to start up livestock businesses. Mrs. Lamini has been rearing chickens for the past 12 months. She started with 25 chickens, and now she's supplying a local clinic with chickens and eggs.
I have 44 chickens and I get 38 eggs per day. Whatever is left, I use to feed my children and keep them healthy. Each day I sell one crate for $5.
The program had a lot of successes, positive impacts, especially on the farmers. There was also capacity building of extension staff because of the number of trainings that were done, livestock trainings, crop production trainings, and also the gender HIV trainings. The agro dealers were also able to supply other seeds besides maize, such as cowpeas, such as groundnuts, such as sugar beans. So this provided diversity on the farmers and improved food and nutrition security at household level.
These communities were also given valuable training on how to construct improved housing for their goats. The improved housing is well ventilated to ensure an optimal temperature regime for the goats.
We are being helped by the Livestock Production Department unit to construct better ventilated pens that are comfortable and don't get too hot.
Innovative public-private partnerships, such as those harnessed by this program, have an important role to play in driving agriculture forward. Another such innovation is the weather index insurance.
If you face a drought in the sowing period, ZIMNAT will step in and give you 20% to cover the initial cost of the fertilizer and seed you used.
Family farmers in Zimbabwe have long borne the brunt of the adverse effects of climate change. With the frequency and severity of extreme weather events, such as droughts increase in recent years, families in rural areas live in perpetual fear because, unlike commercial farmers, they are unlikely to take out insurance to mitigate such risks. However, with the implementation of the Weather Index Insurance Initiative by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, working with the private firm ZIMNAT Insurance Company, farmers now have the option to cushion themselves against the vagaries of the weather.
The idea is to use technology through the use of weather stations to give us readings where the farmers are. So FAO afforded us access to farmers within 3 of the districts, being Kariba, UMP and Goromonzi.
In Goromonzi district, 50 kilometers from the capital city, Harare, farmers experienced 24 consecutive dry days, and as per the parameters agreed on with the insurer at the onset of the season, they were awarded 40% claim payouts.
What has made many farmers in countries that have progressed, like Brazil, progress is the fact that their risk issues can have been identified and they can be solved. So you find a rural farmer in Africa has got various risks associated with normal life, but they don't have any access to risk solutions in relation to these risks. This really traps them in a cycle of continuous poverty, because risk is something that you can't control and that everybody is exposed to.
53-year-old Mrs ANATOLIA RUSIKE is one of the 82 farmers who took what others perceived as risk-taking and ensured her crop against drought.
Because it was a new program, we didn't hesitate to pay the necessary fees because we wanted to be a part of it. And we thank God that we did, because we lost our crop that season, and through the insurance we are now being compensated.
In many rural areas of Zimbabwe, agriculture insurances and financial services are limited or non-existent. After a decade of economic decline marked by hyperinflation, high unemployment, and a steep decline in agricultural production, such market-based input support programs are once again giving family farmers in Zimbabwe the opportunity to boost their productivity, improve their nutrition, and increase their income.